Hello everyone, Scott here. In this video I want to share 3 very simple swaps you can make in your life at the moment to really elevate your thinking and protect your mental health. As I record this, it's week 3, I think, of self-isolation in the Pillow HQ office for me. So here's 3 things I do every single day to make sure I am at my peak and on form. So swap number 1 is swapping some Netflix for some webinars. We're stuck in, we can't really go out, and everybody loves binge watching their best box set on Netflix. Nothing wrong with that, but my suggestion, swap 1 or 2 of those episodes to jump on webinars. Now I don't mean webinars at a low level, I mean really high-end webinars. This is what I do. I try to go on 2 a day of things people I've never met, industries I don't really know, but these guys tend to be multi-decker millionaires and billionaires. I mean, these guys are all successful guys and girls, much more successful than me, and it just pulls my thinking up. Rather than getting caught in all the nonsense in social media at the bottom, I am getting pulled up by people much more successful and knowledgeable than me. So I am in things with millionaire, billionaire, venture capitalists, investors, business owners, people much higher station than me, and I can't really contribute or get involved in those webinars, but I'm on there and I listen to their thinking, and I can guarantee you those guys aren't sitting about in fear. They're not checking the news to see how many corona deaths, they're not getting involved in daft nonsense and arguments online. They're just operating at a much higher level. So why not let them pull you up? Of course we want to watch Tiger King again and again. We want to find out who did kill Carole Baskin's husband. It's massively important, but why not swap 1 or 2 of those episodes and go on to a webinar? Now, if it's a business and you think, I've not got a business, this doesn't apply, well, there'll be people in your field, whether it's education or sport or whatever your field is, there will be someone in a trade body or community that is the best in the game at the whole of the world, giving away free content. So get involved in them and swap a couple of episodes a day for a couple of cool high-level thinking interactions. The next thing, the next swap is swapping the news for podcasts. With the news, you don't control what shit goes into your brain. It tends to be regurgitated, the same thing again and again with different views and different commentary. But you can't control, you don't know what's coming out of that TV at that moment in time. But if you listen to podcasts and you pick the podcast and you listen to an episode or 2, you kind of know the content. So those podcasts are kind of educational as well. You can listen to fun comedy ones, but you can learn a new language, you can learn a new skill, you can be kept up to date with very specific information. So the TV can't control what comes out, and it tends to be repeated and it tends to be very negative. But with podcasts, pretty much every topic in the world is covered for free, and that is a nice, easy resource. You can just listen to it on your phone. So swap some news, and I haven't read mainstream media, newspapers, listened to the news, watched the news since 1999 was the last time I ever saw anything. And I looked at something when this all started, and it really had an effect on my brain. It messed me up. So I watched it for the first 2 days of all this and haven't watched it since, because it just messes my brain up. Now, you might love it, it might be different, but minimise your mainstream news and listen to some podcasts and swap that time of listening to the same stuff to learn some new skills. The last one, which I think is amazingly powerful, is swap commenting on people's social media posts to sending someone a nice voice message, a nice recorded message, or a WhatsApp or a text. So that's simple. We don't need to get involved in arguing with people online all the time. We don't need to tell people how clever you are and how stupid they are. We don't need to comment how stupid other people are that we've seen out and about. There's loads of things that people are getting arguing about. There's the whole 5G conspiracy. There's is it China? Is there other things happening? How everybody's got an opinion on everything, and now everyone is infectious disease experts, they're political experts. Everybody is an expert or has an opinion on anything, and I see if you avoid all that and it doesn't enter your brain, you can use that spare time, the time you've freed up from getting involved, and perhaps you are right and that other person's wrong, but forget telling them, because they won't change their mind, so you're wasting your time. And use that time to send someone a nice text. There's hundreds of people in your contact book. Send them a nice text, phone them, speak to them, send them a video message, or a nice record a voice message and it sends a wee audio file. It's a really nice touch. Just let them know you're thinking about them and build some connections. and start some conversations off and re-engage with people throughout your life. Trying to convince people online is absolutely futile. So it's a little indulgence we all have to some degree. We want to prove we're right, we want to tell people when they're wrong and educate them, but it's absolutely futile. You'll never change anyone's mind online, and if you stick to that principle, it's impossible to change anybody's mind online. They won't listen, then you don't get involved in it. So there's 3 tips to swap things out. Netflix for webinars, the news for podcasts, and social media commentary for sending some people some nice messages. But what does this do? What's the overarching thing? So here's the overarching approach, because those 3 swaps might not apply to you. You can pick your own. And if you want to swap some things out, here is the overarching approach. We want to be doing things that activate our parasympathetic nervous system rather than our sympathetic nervous system. Let me quickly explain that in 30 seconds. The sympathetic nervous system is our fight or flight responses when we get flooded with adrenaline to either fight or flight or freeze, whatever. That's social media, that's watching news, that's even watching box sets where it's a thriller and you're at the edge of the seat. It has a physiological effect on your body and floods you with adrenaline. Whereas the parasympathetic nervous system, it slows you down, it gets rid of it, flushes all those fight or flight chemicals out. It relaxes you, it repairs your body, it floods you with feel-good chemicals and hormones. How do we do that? Things like reading, do some meditation, we can do some breathing, we can walk, we can just be conscious, we can do lots of things that just calm our mind. So if those 3 recommendations of swaps aren't applicable to you and you can think of better, please let me know. We'll build up a little resource of things to do to make us feel better and protect our mental health. But overall, we want to not activate the sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight, and activate our parasympathetic nervous system. Relax, repair, get the body feeling nice and good and flood it with good chemicals. So hope this helps, guys. Really appreciate any other swaps you guys have. Please comment below. Have a great day.